So coming to constructive rest with your feet a little wider than your hips and your inner knees resting together to touch. And you might want to play around with your position a little bit, shuffling around in your pelvis, your shoulder blades, getting your head and neck comfortable and finding where your feet want to be so that they feel like they're supported by the ground and that there's a sense of even weight of the two inner knees into each other. So the right side supporting the left and the left is supporting the right. The hands can rest one on top of the other on the lower belly, or maybe another position is more comfortable for you. Look out for any tension spots, any gripping, and just make little adjustments that bring a sense of space and connection of the back of the body with the ground. So that you really have a sense of the surface area underneath you holding the weight of your bones. Your eyes are closed and there's a softness behind your eyes. Give your jaw a little wriggle and stick out your tongue and bring it back in a few times. We hold a surprising amount of tension in the jaw and the back of the tongue and the throat. And swallow deeply. Be aware of any tension in the forehead and behind the eyes. And a sense of this melting as you melt the weight of your body into the ground. And just start to get curious. How do you know you're breathing? How do you know you're alive? Where in your body is there movement as you breathe? You bring the attention low into your belly. Taking the attention low into your pelvis. This root of the body. Feeling the subtle internal movements. As you feel how your body moves into the space around you, your belly expands a little into the space around you and then softens and deepens within on the exhale. Your breath right now is not something to do. It's something to be with. Can you pour your awareness into the tide of your breath? The ebb and the flow. The feeling of opening, of absorbing, an invitation of expansion. And the feeling of softening, letting go, an invitation to release. Do you feel any movement in your ribs, front ribs, side ribs? If you're curious, you can move your hands to feel different parts of your ribs. It's an option. Sometimes touch can help us connect more deeply with our body, become more present in it. The ribs go all the way up under your armpits. Do you feel any movement there? Perhaps on the inhale you can imagine your armpits opening. And on the exhale, closing. What about your collarbones that nestle around the area of your upper ribs? Top of your lungs in that little dimple above your collarbone. Do you feel any movement here? How does your body move up, out, into the space around you? How is it moving down into the earth under you? An expansion in the shoulder blades and the back of the ribs with each in-breath. Getting curious about your current experience. Elsewhere in your body, beyond your breath, tingles, warmth, any areas of tension, not to be judged, but simply to observe. This is interesting. Curiouser and curiouser as you settle deep into the rabbit hole of your body and all of its subtle and not so subtle energies by way of movements, feelings. Right now, can you simply be curious about what it feels like to be in this body? Let your attention track different parts, or maybe rest somewhere. Giving yourself the freedom for your experience to just be your experience. What if there's no right or wrong? What if it just is? Knowing that every time you come here and moment to moment to moment, experience shifts. Feel free to stay a little longer if you have a little longer available to you. Otherwise, in your own time, wriggle fingers and toes. stretch out arms and legs like a creature awakening from a slumber. Curl yourself into a little ball on one side and make your way up to sit. Eyes closed. Just notice what it feels like to occupy your space in this moment. Ready to move into whatever is next from this moment now. We begin again. And these points of presence, belly, breath, center, ground, are there for you in your day should you need to access them at any time.